Let's bring in ABC News contributor, USA Today sports columnist Christine Brennan for more on this. Christine, I know you were up watching that game early this morning. What did you make of the U.S. team's performance?
Diane, a little sleep deprived, but as a journalist, we all live to talk about this team for another day, or the team lives so that we can talk about it for a few more days. And at the end of the day, that's what you want to do. You want to move on and you want to make it to the knockout round. The U.S. did that. Everything else about the U.S. story is really not good. They were acting as if they're almost individuals out on the team, on the pitch, on the field. They weren't coordinating. The passes weren't hitting. It just looked as if they were all didn't even know what the other was doing. And we know that's not the case. We know they practice. We know that there's a group of, these 23 women who want to win more than anyone else wants them to win. So it's really mystifying why the U.S. has looked so poor and so bad as they did a few hours ago. But they have moved on. And that is the key thing. And there's always hope that they can play better. But it's really mystifying. And you start to scratch your head like, how is that going to happen? Because now we've seen 3 games and each one has been really unsatisfying in terms of the performance of the U.S. team.
Now, head coach Vlatko Andonovski, he's been criticized for some of his decisions. Do you think that criticism is warranted?
Yes, I do. I think, Diane, the coach for the U.S. women's national team it's a very high-profile job, and you're going to take incoming from all sides, especially if you're not playing well. This is the first time the U.S. did not win 2 games, at least 2 games in the group stage. There's only 3 games that you play. So the U.S. usually just breezes right through. And, if you're going to take this high-profile position as he has, you're going to get scrutiny and you're going to have people wondering what's going on. And when things don't go well, as is the case here, absolutely. In terms of, is he starting the right people? The mix of the young and the old, there's a lot of questions. But for me, it's just who is going to step up from the U.S. and say enough is enough and literally get that ball in the back of the net. So far, we haven't seen that. And the coach at the end of the day is the one who is responsible for those decisions.
Now, the U.S. is now moving on to the knockout round. So what are they up against there?
They're up against probably Sweden. We'll know at this time tomorrow a little bit, depending on the time difference. Sweden right now it looks like it will win its group. And that would mean then the U.S. second in its group would play Sweden. And Sweden is a nemesis. Anyone who's followed the U.S. women's soccer team, Diane, knows that Sweden and the U.S. have had some epic battles. One that I remember going back to the 2016 Olympics in Rio, Sweden knocked the United States out in the quarterfinals. And that is the worst performance ever by the U.S. in an Olympics or a World Cup. U.S., of course, often wins those events. So Sweden knocked the U.S. out 7 years ago at a key time in the Olympics. Sweden's excellent. They're playing very well. And this U.S. team that we've watched the last 3 matches, it has to be an entirely different U.S. team to beat Sweden. That's how significant this matchup's going to be.
And we know ultimately they are capable of doing it, Christine, so many people will be rooting them on. ABC News contributor Christine Brennan, thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.